You want to see that you're happy, Dad.
And as you kept having children, what did your parents say, both sides?
My mom and dad never really expressed their opinion too much at all about it.
And how about yours?
My dad didn't either, but my mother,
Was very opinionated.
this Catholic lady, quote unquote, says, you know, you're having way too many kids. In fact, she used to sing the song. There's a little old lady in the shoe. She had so many kids.
She didn't know what to do.
Right. And
Grandma
now,
underestimated us.
what she didn't realize, and by the way, little by little we drifted out of the Catholic faith. But it didn't change anything. We had Lisa and Daniel after we drifted. Well, actually, you, Lisa and Daniel, after I drifted out of the Catholic faith. What happened was while I was no longer a Catholic, did not change my opinion on certain things. And we just never, while we weren't against birth control, we just didn't use it.
Mm-hmm. And did you bring your kids to Mass every morning, earlier on?
Earlier on. And while I was
You would wake up and you would take your kids to...
Yes.
Would you wake up and take your kids to Mass in the morning?
Yes.
Not in Wisconsin. I did in when we lived in Longquest on Franklin Park. I never did that in
I
Wisconsin.
understand. So what brought you to think, I'm going to wake up every single morning and go to Mass? Was that other people doing that as well? Was that you wanting to connect because you both had a connection to God somehow?
I was trying to be good for God.
Okay.
And we
Which
also
wa-
were brought up with that. You go to church, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but my motives were perhaps not godly. But there's nothing wrong with doing it.
My motives were godly. His question mark.
I have a feeling that God was shining down, smiling
Yeah.
on the effort.
I'm sure,
He's
absolutely,
looking at the heart.
absolutely, absolutely. No question
So
about
who
it.
is your eldest son is Bill, and who was he named after?
Billy was named after, the neighbor next door to my mom's house
Oh,
where I grew
yeah.
up. She had a little boy, Billy, and I
Yeah.
loved the name Billy, so I named him Billy.
What do you remember about Billy in one word as a baby?
My Billy? Like a sweet pumpkin. He was just a sweet, he had a round face and happy and a sweet, loving, kind, very
And Dad,
sweet.
what do you remember?
They're pretty much the same thing. I can remember once him getting into he was in a crib type of thing. He got a hold of a tube of Granny's lipstick, and you couldn't believe it. I mean, he had this lipstick all over the place. I mean, in his hair, in his face, on the wall, in the crib.
And then what
I don't
about-
know how he got it either.
What do you remember about your next son, Michael? Who was he named after?
I don't remember who he named him after. We just picked up the name Michael. Michael was handicapped, and
Did you know that right away?
no.
Not really, no.
What led you to realize what was
He
happening?
didn't smile like the other kids did, and he
We
didn't
took
like.
him to a doctor
he
once,
didn't
and the
laugh.
doctor looked at me, and he says, well, what's wrong? I says, well, he ain't smiling. He says, well, maybe he ain't happy.
Maybe he has nothing to smile about.
Nothing, that's right. I remember that. I remember it as distinctly
And
as...
where were you on that with Mom? How did you, you
I
knew something
I
was
kept
wrong?
hoping something would change, and I took him to the Children's Hospital in Illinois, and we were just waiting for an answer, just what is going on with him. And finally, they just said he had some brain damage. They can't tell us where, but he had some brain damage. And we just trusted God with him, and he's a wonderful young man now.
This needs an explanation. There was the doctor was late coming to the hospital. The nurses are telling her, hold it, hold it, hold it. He had one of the intestines wrapped around his neck, and he got shorted air, and he consequently had brain damage. We knew nothing. Today, it could have been suits ahoy for millions and millions of dollars. We went home and never said a word.
It might
They
never
also
have
tried to
happened
have you
also.
squeeze your
It
legs
might
together
never have
and
happened.
hold,
Yeah.
And they give you gas.
Oh, that's right, yeah, yep. They
What a
plopped
terrible-
gas on my face, and I never had anything with the other kids, and They forced me to have this gas. It was
Yeah, and he had
terrible.
lack of oxygen, because we did find that
Terrible,
out, you
terrible,
know.
terrible.
And that's a horrible thing, and it's something that can happen in childbirth. I'm sorry that that happened.
Yeah.
Mike is a beautiful blessing, and
He ended up a blessing. He's here with me today, a
yeah,
blessing.
yeah. And was there a lot of time where, between when you had your next son, James?
Not a lot, no.
Who was he named after?
I don't remember. We just liked the
His name is
names.
James Allen. and-
Yeah,
He's-
everybody had a
he's-
middle name.
He's named after Al. Al is,
It's Alan James Lindner, and he was James Allen Lindner.
yes, yes.
And what do you remember about him when he was born or little?
He was just really very sweet, very thinking, always wanting to do something, thinking, never got in trouble, never got in
And
trouble.
what do you
Just,
remember of him, Dad?
Same thing, same thing.
just a real sweetheart, yeah.
And then what do you remember about finally, after 3 boys in a row, year after year after year, you had like a 2-year break, and then all of a sudden you had a girl.
We had a girl, and
Now,
we,
hang on.